All right. What was it like to see Coach Dungy today, and what did he say to the team?
Today was a true humbling experience. Just watching him come in, everybody, giving him their full attention. We had other people coming to speak to us throughout the year, but when he came in, he definitely spoke a lot of magnitude to a lot of people. Weren't no eyes nowhere else except for on him, and it was just a great experience. Something you can definitely take away from, really take it for face value, and I know it meant a lot to me, so I had to others.
Were you a big fan of his when he was coaching the Bucks and the Colts?
A little bit. I was a little bit younger, but I just love football for what football was. But now that I'm a lot older, I can actually see what he actually did to the game and what he stands, and how the game actually viewed him. So I knew some of what he did, when he was with the Bucks. I know they went ahead and won a Super Bowl there, and then also with the coach. I mean, so that's some of the best teams around. And just to play as a team when he was up today talking about just not being selfish. You got to be selflessness. That team, you can tell definitely by those guys. And that example he gave with Tony Dungy, that's one of the best ones I heard of somebody just being, unselfishness, just not being selfish.
He talked about some championship teams, and he said, Carson-Newman can be a championship team. What were some of the things he said the Eagles had to do, just in a general sense, to be a championship team? What does it take to be a championship?
Just from him, really, he kind of got an example of guys raising their hands about, who wants to win a Super Bowl or a national championship for us. And, guys raised their hands. And then he talked about, well, what if you guys didn't catch a ball all season? You saw some hand raises, some didn't. But that right there spoke, like I said, a large value to the whole team, not just the receivers, also to the defensive backs, to the quarterbacks, or even with the running backs. Like, let's say if, we just passed the ball all season. But, guys really, I think we all really took a lot from that. We're going to use it towards the season. Just not being selfish with one another, but also just spreading the love and just being there for one another as a team and not just football players or teammates.
And he's a good man of faith. Did he draw any lessons from the Bible or anything?
Yeah, that big one. I'm not a real big guy to give you a quote for quote, verse for verse, but that when he talked about, I believe it was Matthew's, about not about gaining the world but not losing your soul. You see that going on all today. Just with people, it's been around for ages, but it's really popping out now with our society because of media and stuff like that. But it spoke, like, once again, like I said, huge value, man. It really touched and hit home to me especially, and I noticed some other guys and everybody really.
And a lot of the messages he said, I'm sure that's pretty consistent with what Coach Sparks and the other coaches here at Carson-Newman tell you.
Yes, most definitely. Coach Sparks every day. That's what one guy, you're not going to get anything different from him. What you see is what you get, nothing more, nothing less. And that's what he really preaches all the time. It's just pretty much everything Tony Dungy came in and said today. So I can see why those guys, are pretty close friends.
You had to sit out most of last season with an injury.
Right.
Any extra thing that you took away from being on the sidelines last year and hearing his talk today?
Yeah, it was pretty much reassurance too. Last year was you said I had the medical red shirt, and that was big for me. I had a lot of plans. Just farther than Carson-Newman too. But, some things, do get put on hold, and those things get put on hold for a reason. And God came in and spoke to me today, really to me, I felt like too, through, Tony Dungy. Not just saying he didn't speak to anyone else, but when he came in and he spoke, reassured what God was telling me over the, this past semester. I'm not going to say that I was always, a big-time selfish guy, but last year I had my own ideas and intentions on going into the year. But with this medical red shirt, I had to sit down, and it really humbled me, just like today, that, it's not always about you. You got to give up a little, to gain a lot. And what I actually gained was I'm now, real close friends with my friends here. They're like family, and, I'm excited about this year.
And even though you haven't played as much as some of the other guys on this team, you're still one of the older members of this Carson-Newman team. And I guess being a big brother, he spoke a lot about that. Is that something you're going to carry with you?
Oh, most definitely. I already got some guys coming up to me because, they know that I transferred over from Wayne State when we played in the National Championship 2011. And, a lot of the younger guys, which is one thing I really do like about the team. It's not just the older guys who want it, the younger guys want it as well. And they're always coming up to me, looking up to me, cracking jokes, or just asking me, hey, what was it like then? How's it like now? Or what do you think we need to improve on to get there? And, I just let them know each team is different players, everyone's different. But the main thing that I saw was, Tony Dungy was talking about was that family, that team camaraderie, that chemistry. Because when you got there on the field, man, it'll make you run through a brick wall, which is why I'm sure a lot of Tony Dungy players said to him. But, just as a team, when you have that for one another, you can run through that brick wall. There's no, there's no stopping us. To have 11 guys on that field, all with one vision, you can't stop it.